Golden Internet's MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today I got a deck that you will not be able to refuse. Pun intended. I am so very sorry. We're going to talk about the Sofrinos, the ultimate Mafia family within the Legends of Runeterra universe. A deck that only features one champion in BRAUM and sacrifices extra champion slots for the sake of synergy. So where's this synergy? What's this deck about? I'm very excited to share this with you guys. It's one of the most creative decks I've built in a while, and I'm very proud of this creation, as I am very proud of tomorrow's video as well. I've been really stepping it up brewing-wise lately, and I got some really good results. I think you guys are going to enjoy this deck a lot, so let's talk about it. You know, why is this a thing? What are we trying to do with that thing, and how does that thing win? The movie. Let's go. So, we are combining Freljord and Bilgewater in a deck built around the landmark, the Scargrounds. In case you don't know, because it's not Grand Plaza, so you don't face it as often, I can read it for you. It says, when an ally survives damage, granted +1 power and tough. So we have a deck that is combining self-harm to the likes of Krusty Codger, Fortune Croaker, and even the Laojian Lizard with resources from Freljord in Ember Maiden and Tarkaz to have a bit of a mid-range list combining Bilgewater and Freljord that will enhance its damage output by damaging itself, and through cards like Ember Maiden and Tarkaz we can weaken the opposing side of the board in the process to enhance our overwhelm attackers. We got quite a few. We got Ruthless Raider as a full set right here. We have Lounging Lizard, which is not overwhelm, but it is elusive, so it kind of falls into that category as well. We have BRAUM, who grants us a Mighty Poro when pinged, which is really neat in a deck like this. And then we even have motherfucking Wise Fry, you know. Put 5 heavy on Pablo. I can't do a Mafia, but let me try. Put 5 heavy on Pablo and put 2 on Ruse. I can't. I really wish I could, but I can't. They added that out. Anyways, we have Wise Fry, who is the card that I was really excited to build around. This card doesn't really see any play, and those are my favorite type of cards, right? Because I really like to show what I believe the developers have had in mind when designing a card like Wise Fry and putting it to work and showcasing, you know, that even though this card is not popular at all, it doesn't mean it's terrible, right? And that's the main purpose of my channel, to showcase underrated strategies, because like all card games in the digital era, people are obsessed with just copying others, and there's very few deck builders out there, actually. Mostly it's just net deckers. So I can provide you guys with more options to play this game with. And this particular creation is one that I am very proud of, because it took me a while to make, and it has been putting in the massive work in Masters Ranked. And I really, I got some sick games for you guys today, and some top tier decks too. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about more about the strategy. So like I said, we have the Scargrounds, which is allowing us to beef up our board with Overwhelm, some elusives as well. We have Zap Sprayfin alongside Fortune Croaker for card draw so that we don't run out of gas. And most of our combat tricks are defensive. We have Elixir of Iron, we have Troll Chant as a full set, and we have some cool like text like a one-off of Flash Freeze. You can argue for a second copy of this. It is very important for us to have some sort of interaction with the opponent, and we do have Shakedown, which allows us to interact by challenging their units, right? And also has synergy with our strategy and Scargrounds. But on top of that, Flash Freeze helps us, especially against Demacia based builds and against decks that rely on elusives as well that try to go over us. It can buy us time, and you could try with a second copy if you're facing a lot of decks that require this card to help us buy an extra turn. It's just a matter of what you're facing and everything, but for now we're running it as a one-off. We have a couple of copies of Fury of the North. It kind of serves the same role as Troll Chant and Elixir of Iron in preserving our units. Plus health boost with Tough go a much longer way, because if your opponent has to chain damage spells, it's much harder for them to take you down if you have Tough, because every spell is going to be reduced in output. So Fury of the North goes a long way in preserving our board state while also giving us extra attack power that can mean the difference between lethal or not, as we have a one-off of Playful Trickster and a one-off of Citrus Courier, because these cards allow us to rally, and we all know rally is my favorite champion. I think these cards are important in any deck that's trying to or that's primarily focused on attacking, like this one, especially with overwhelm and elusives like we have here, the more attacks we can get off, the better. So these cards, while not the greatest sources of rallies, are still decent enough, and definitely better than Shampoo, for example, and will allow us to also surprise our opponent with a consecutive attack that, if we set up properly, should knock them out. Now, I mentioned Wise Fry and his accent and everything, but I didn't actually explain the card, what it does. Well, hey, in case you don't know, 6 mana, 3/8, that has Overwhelm and Vulnerable. Nice way to balance the card a little bit. And it makes sense, like, thematically speaking. I like the fact that they added the Vulnerable onto it. Even though it could be a nuisance, I do like that little touch there. It says play, deal 1 to all other allies and grant me +1 power for each of them. I have compared this card to Crimson Awakener in the past. It was a wrong comparison though, because 2 different regions, and this card actually really does a lot. With the Scargrounds on the board, we will be getting it to 7 attack if we have a full board, and we have a 7/8 with Overwhelm that also has given +1 power to every single one of our other units. And the more of these that have Overwhelm and or Elusive, the more inevitable our attack will be. It is like Wise Fry is a legit finisher in this build. He's no joke, as much as the card art implies, and I'm very, very, very happy with the results, and obviously super happy that he has Overwhelm, because if he didn't have Overwhelm, he just would not be viable. But now he is our high-end play, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the deck list right there. Very, very fun to play. Lounging Lizard can be very threatening as it continues to gain an attack as each turn passes, and he survives thanks to the Tough from Scargrounds. There's just a lot of synergy here, a lot of really neat tricks, and overall, a very, very unique, fun deck. And hopefully you guys enjoy it, and that's where I'll leave things at. Subscribe, hit the bell thing, all that good stuff. Enjoy the games. I certainly enjoyed playing them today. And I'll see you guys around. Let's make him an offer they can't refuse. I am so sorry. I had to lead off with that. I could not. I just cannot. I could not do it. And I know you get it. We are gonna be keeping most of this hand, even the Ember Maiden, really. We would like to see the Scargrounds, but I do like this curve. Yu-Gi-Oh! There we go. Easy peasy. Well, not really. Turn 1 Zoe still sucks, but ain't nobody got time for worrying about that. English.
Leave nothing standing.
I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna attack here, because this Ruthless Raider can represent much more. But at the same time, I do want to deal with this, right? That can be a little bit... Nah, I gotta be more patient. I should have attacked. I play the landmark now. I'm gonna play the Scargrounds here. We can potentially Ember Maiden into Ruthless Raider afterwards. Now he's probably gonna fish for something to deal with this, a Falling Comet, but that would be a 6 mana play to deal with this, so that's completely fine. As we are gonna aim to play BRAUM. Take Heart. Because next turn we can drop Ruthless Raider with Ember Maiden for 5, right? And we can start setting up a very, very nice board. This is a great attack with BRAUM that can allow us to start pumping up his attack.
Warms the heart and lights the way.
We don't have to worry about anything like Phil Cascade. Like, yeah, we're too thick. We're too thick for that stuff. It is easy. See? I mean, it's safe to assume this is a Grand Plaza list, so without Grand Plaza, they are going to be significantly weaker. I'm gonna develop, what am I gonna develop here? Because I would like to be able to defend. I'm gonna play you.
This land is ours.
One star's Whoopsie is another spot. Ooh, that's new.
Sometimes icy heart just needs warm smile.
We're gonna go for the Elixir of Iron. I'm playing around Equinox.
This is fun, yes?
All those who journey find what they seek.
I definitely expect him to have an Equinox, and he's just preserving it in his hand. I'm gonna use it now. I tried to bait it out of him, but I am facing Cyber Dragon, who is one of the best Portuguese players in the world. So, yeah, there's only so much baiting you can do. I don't think he's gonna, you know, bite in that sense. Like, I don't expect this Ember Maiden to stick around, even though I have protection for like damage base, right? Like if he wants to single combat it or something. He draws. You can still very easily, you know, very easily Equinox. Like, as long as he has 1 mana, he still has that play available to him. But I would like to see a single combat. Single combat would be really neat. Oh! Okay. Maybe he has it, but he doesn't opt to use it, or maybe he just has something else. But that's great for us, and that's a good draw too. Alright, there's the challenger. I'm gonna pass. Does he have a hush? Excuse me, I don't know. Could very easily have a hush. And is it worth me spending all these resources? I don't think so.
Like a fish in water.
That troll chant would have been nice a little bit earlier. I could have played this to try to fish for something, but I wanted to have my options open. I should have thought about that a little bit better, though. I think. Should I play the this landmark here? I will.
My shield is my sword. Show me your best.
My journey ends.
I don't need to level up BRAUM this game. I'm gonna go with this attack because it leaves him weak. Even though we could see Aurelion Sol here.
Your favorite star. I created it.
Okay, so it was a moon silver.
I do love an
There.
audience.
Shining gifts from the sky.
I'm gonna pass because he really wants to attack with that Sun Forger.
My difficult second album.
You small.
Me big.
Channel our power.
Oh, they will shine.
I'm gonna go for a troll chant like this.
Try again.
Let us get going.
And now I'm gonna play BRAUM. He's already dropped the judgment, so I'm not gonna play around it. He could have a single combat easily. Problem is, if I hit this, because of the scar grounds, I won't really have.
I don't change fate, but I can see it.
We have flash freeze. We do have a counter, but that spell shield goes a long way.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
It's not a problem.
Now we have fun. First we fight. Ego face. Good luck. Have fun.
Focus on me.
So what I'm doing here is I am basically setting up so that if he does go for a judgment, I win. So I really want to see a judgment. Now I don't.
Behold my work.
We go with a flash freeze.
Be quiet.
And like every matchup against Targan, it comes down to if they have Hush. You know, if they have 2 Hushes, then we're dead. Oh! 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 If they don't, we win, baby. Woo! Get him, frog! I don't know how else to call it, frog. Oh, nice. Oh, I was okay. I did not have that much hope at that point because Targan, like there was rather a tweet that was made by the Spanish Legend of Runeterra account actually, and they asked, you know, which is the region that if you could you would never queue into it in ladder, and the most popular answer, I mean my answer and others answered the same as well, was Targan. Just because cards like Hush are so unbelievably tilting, because you can spend the entire game building up this sort of like proactive game plan, and then a 2-mana burst speed play just like denies everything you built up until that point, right? It can be very frustrating. Like, I do understand that Targan does technically need cards like that, but I do think Hush could definitely, or is in warrant for like a nerf. Going to 3 mana, something like that, because every time I face Targan, man, like no matter what deck I'm playing, the vast majority of the time, it just comes down to how many Hushes did they draw. And yeah, it's annoying. It's frustrating to lose to a card like that when, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as it's proactive, it'll be shut down, right? I feel like that card is too, it's like a get out of jail free card, English. For Targan, and I'm not a big fan of it. Like, the more time passes, the more I'm disliking the card, and that game is a very good example of that, right? It feels great when they don't have it, but all they need is a second copy, and then it's just like, it feels like you never had a chance, right? So, I don't know, just felt like expressing that a little bit, but very, very sick first game against Cyber Dragon right there, very tight, and pretty good showcase of the deck. Let's go for another one. Okay, easy Draven. This one will be very interesting. Like, logic says that I'm thinking about the Playful Trickster, but I'm not. I'm gonna actually drop these two. I don't mind Tarkas, but I'm gonna drop these two. I am gonna keep BRAUM in hopes that I can draw. Like, you do want to mulligan relatively aggressively for Scar Grounds, but not too aggressively. Like, not throwing away a decent curve for the sake of like one card, right? No one card should take that priority. That's a very good draw too. I love seeing that.
The winter's claw strikes.
We are going to play the Ruthless Raider here. And then we're going to follow it up with a Scar Grounds. We may see a Thermogenic Beam here. I think I'm just going to go for the Elixir of Iron, to be fair. This will allow me to survive.
standing.
As we can go for an attack, start getting some damage on the opponent, very important.
I thought you'd never ask.
Important card too.
It's not bragging if you could back it up. Nailed it.
Not much we can do against Ezreal here. We're just gonna have to pass, wait for him to commit to the Mystic Shot as we drop BRAUM. I believe BRAUM is the way to be. Yeah, BRAUM is the
Let us get going.
Because with BRAUM, what we are able to do, I don't know what he can do for 2 mana. He can't kill BRAUM for 2 mana. And we have regeneration, so I'm a little bit like, I'm wondering what.
Was weak, but look at me now.
I was thinking that he was perhaps like debating about spells or not. But. And that's the beauty of Scar Grounds with Fortune Croaker, ladies and gentlemen. We get some attack boost on BRAUM, give him the tough, and we get going. Alright, that's fine.
How you spirit?
Destruction feeds my
That's what I like to
fire.
see. Destruction feeds my fire!
System
Oh, make it rain, son! Look at that! Look at them fireworks! I really like this Playful Trickster as well. I would have liked to play the Lounging Lizard so I would be able to counter this, but at the same time, he has to be wary of how he uses his... I am gonna do my best to actually... I could have used Stroll Chant initially to deny the attack and boost the Ember Maiden. That was a mistake on my end. I don't know if it's worth it anymore to do this, to be honest. I mean, it's really good though. I'm gonna go for it. Honestly, I made a misplay there. I should have gone for it prior. He needs something like a Ravenous Flock or something that deals 3 damage. Really like the Lounging Lizard as well. Alright, there it is.
Burn them all.
Just pretend I'm naughty, right?
I don't know if this was the right approach, honestly. I feel like I played this a little bit clunky. I could have tried to set up a Tarkaz instead with Playful Trickster backup next turn. Tarkaz with Playful Trickster sounds amazing, to be honest. But I'm gonna do this instead.
This my sauce. Show me your best.
I can survive one more turn. I'm gonna do this, like this. Get him low so that next turn we can set up the rally. This Ruthless Raider is also gonna be important.
How about a game of catch? Broke shield much too heavy for you.
I came to fight.
I'm gonna play Tarkaz. Tarkaz is a great enabler for next turn. He's really beefing up at his Thriving Improbulator though.
Safety disengaged.
I really like that Fury of the North. This is looking like a potential kill next turn with our attack. We just need to not get our board wiped this turn. Easy Draven has a lot of tools though, especially like cards like Thriving Improbulator at this stage of the game are very, very scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's a 6 power Thriving Improbulator. That's really strong. Not strong enough to take down Tarkaz though. But strong enough to kill BRAUM.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day. This land is ours.
We are gonna play the Ruthless Raider. He has to take into account like the lounging lizard. That may be the source of his attack here with Tribium Probulator. I'm definitely expecting a Tribium Probulator here. To knock out BRAUM also would make sense. BRAUM is so far away from leveling up.
Do they need our help?
A thermogenic beam onto my overwhelm unit. That's pretty clever. Not much you can do. That's a clever play by my opponent. Most definitely.
Brave or stupid?
Have you met my shield?
I want to deal with Ballistic Bot, to be fair. Giving him all those ignitions, it's annoying. I think that's best. Fury of the North with Tough has just even more power, but and we do get the Scorched Earth out of him. Okay, so does it make sense for us to... We could rally here. We could rally. If we rally, he still preserves 3 units, and we have 3 units ourselves. But we clear the rest of his board, which is really important.
Think hard. Think wrong.
My future. Ego face.
Good luck. Have fun.
Crunch.
You suck.
It would be nice to get a BRAUM level up at this stage. We gotta hope for no Rummage top deck. Alright.
Fight another day.
Oh, there is a BRAUM there.
Rome is on the job.
That's annoying because that stops us completely, like, from killing him next turn. But again, if that's not a Tribeam Improbulator, we're fine. If that's a Tribeam Improbulator, we're in trouble. Because it's over, like, its power is over 9,000 at this point. It's gonna kill whatever it wants to kill, and it's gonna spawn a huge ass unit. And it could potentially kill us.
So many tiny.
We gotta develop the unit, we gotta threaten lethal. Simple as that. If we had any overwhelm unit here. That's the new card though, right? Okay, so that's not a... Wow. Okay, that's good. That's good, they're top decking. They're top decking. I repeat, they are top decking. At this point, we're gonna review our last card. The Scar Grounds.
Time to smash.
This is fun, yes?
They have to block with a 1/1, and this allows us to clear the last portion of their board. Get all the buffs, baby. BRAUM already just a threat. That easy. No Captain Fair in top deck. I mean, it's not like it matters. And that's 2 in a row, baby! 2 in a row! There we go.
Victory is friends we made along the way.
The power of friendship. Yu-Gi-Oh said so. We climbing, boys, but we've yet to actually showcase the Wise Fry, which is a travesty. So let's actually try to do that. Okay, and now we face Go Hard. Last season's demon. This is the kind of matchup in which, honestly, I just want to find Scargrounds like really, really, really bad. There we go. I took a bit of a gamble there. You want to trade? I'll trade. It's like, oh, he has 1-drops too? Yes, I do. You're not the only deck with a low curve, you know that? Get that out of here. Get that out of my face. I want to nullify his Go Hard with Scargrounds here. There's your boy.
I pull the strings. You won't suffer long.
We play Scargrounds first because now from this point onwards his Go Hards are just gonna boost my units.
What I thought for gold, I faced it.
Bam, bam, ba-dum.
Have you met my pets?
Many legs, not enough mustache.
Even if he does have a grasp of the Undying, because of Scargrounds, that alongside our attack.
I'm always up for a round or two. Eyes open.
Eyes open.
Time for Toga. This is fun, yes? It is easy, see?
We need to watch out. I just hope he can't like level up Twisted Fate immediately.
Lena, why don't you step closer?
Hey, hey, who's that you held in there?
A game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks.
This land is ours.
You dare!
Going hard for the Twisted Fate level up.
It's more tail.
Put 5 heavy on Pablo, 2 on Bruiser Bill.
Let's play the boss of the Sofrinos, Wise Fry himself. We are gonna have to deal with the Twisted Fate level up.
I don't change fate, but I can see it.
I guess you can win them all.
The red card is just gonna be consistently helping us, which is why I'm not that terrified of a Twisted Fate level up, honestly. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Friends they know. We should be friends.
The Winter's Claw.
Think hard, think strong.
You pay first.
Wait a minute.
What's your
You guys see the synergy with Wise Fry? He's like a legit finisher in this deck. Legit. I underestimated this card. I called it like a bad Crimson Awakener, but it's just not the case. Wow, he's Steve treated that way. One more attack and we knock him out. He hasn't played a single Go Hard, so it is incredibly unlikely that's he's gonna manage to.
Eyes open.
We have an elusive blocker as well. We have Zap that can fish us cards. We have you as well. We just gotta make sure that we don't play into like a Ruination, anything too crazy.
Not again.
We have Fury of the North.
Go with the flow.
No, like go hard. That's pretty useless.
Blue as the serpentine.
I do want to develop a Ruthless Raider though. Someone's overdrawn. What can we draw with this? Just defense, right? Just protection. And we don't need that at this point.
The winter's claw strikes.
We need power. We need overwhelm.
For silver I talk, for gold I...
And we need to play that before he triggers that, so that...
Says I don't share.
Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Free buff. Free buff, ladies and gentlemen. If he stuns this, that's fine. This is like the vulnerable unit. Yeah.
See? Trust BRAUM.
Never doubted. Never doubted, my boy. Yeah, we're climbing. We're climbing with this shit, dude. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. People call my decks memes, but honestly, most people who say that, I'm gonna say it. They don't know how to deck build. They just know how to copy, you know, tier lists. That would be so toxic. But come on, man. You know, I put a lot of thought into this shit, and it's just, it feels really nice. Some people say, why do you yell so much in your videos? Why do you go? Because I put a lot of hours into making these decks. Like, you guys don't, a lot of people don't understand. Like, this takes time. I don't make these decks in like a second. I spend entire nights coming up with these concepts, right? And, you know, because I'm not the fastest brain out there. Like, I take my time. I have my limits. And when this shit, like, when stuff that I theorize like this actually ends up working like I intended it to, it's incredibly rewarding, man. And I'm an emotional person, and so I just, yeah, I'm just kind of like explaining myself here for no reason. But yeah, this deck seems pretty fun. Pretty fun. We got to showcase the Wise Fry in the last match, which I'm very happy about. And we just bodied some top tier meta decks, man. That felt great. Try it out. It's some good times, and there's some really neat matchups out there for this. Which is, I'm always happy to combine regions that don't go together all that often, especially not in ways like this. And didn't get to showcase Orange Man, but we did get to play Full Trickster a little bit, even though it was decent. It sped up the game a little bit, but I've had like more impactful rallies. But overall, this deck has done fantastic, man. The Shakedown gives us some much needed interaction. Really like the distributions. I think this deck is very optimized as of now. So yeah, give it a spin. Let me know what you think. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. And that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for regular daily... What? Big out. Regular Legends of Runeterra content. I do post new decks on a regular basis. And I'm just like replacing daily for regular. Even though we're gonna be going for daily uploads for a while. But like I said, I don't want to promise anything. Love ya. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll stop talking. I'll see you tomorrow.